BlueSpecs beer review is going to be tasting a beer which is in the Blue Moon line. This is their first peach ale, and this is apparently a winter seasonal. It gets a 79 on Bravco, which is like a okay score. The bros have not looked at it, and it's 5.6 ABV. For this year's early season release, our brewmaster crafted this slightly tart ale with notes of peach and coriander. Has a date on the bottle which says, I assume it's a Best By date, which is June 15/15. I've never had it. Let's go ahead and try it. Blue Moon is, of course, a line of oh, I smell that. I smell the peach already. Blue Moon is, of course, a line of beers, which is by Coors, Wilson Coors. Great. Okay. Well, that head, when I was trying to slurp it from going over, that tasted just like peaches. That's all I'm thinking. Okay. So after that beer pretty much just spilled over, that's about 3.5 fingers of light caramel colored head, and it's pretty spongy. The body is clear, even though I do see little particles floating around, with sporadic bubbles. That smell, the aroma of this beer is just like straight a peach. It just makes me think of a peach. The smell of it is just like a peach, like a fresh peach. And I mean, this is a flavor beer, and that's something that people are going to be biased against. But I guess, like I've said in many beer reviews of mine that are of flavor beers, that if it's mostly flavor and less beer, then I don't really like it too much. But if it's more beer than it is flavor, then it's good. But personally, I like the flavor of a peach, so I guess I'm gonna be biased towards this beer. It smells like peach. I'm not really picking up any coriander or really anything else. That is like a caramely, sugary barley malts. There's hops beneath those. The bitterness is not that high, but the hops are there. And there's like a overall not that sweet peach flavor, which is kind of almost permeated throughout the whole flavor of this. If you don't like peach, you will not like this, because to me, I guess what I'm getting is that peach flavor, like, entirely throughout this beer. Like, it's not, you get peach and then you get this and this and this. It's like there's a caramel, barley maltiness, along with a little bit of hops, slight bit of like a bready thing going on, and then just like peach throughout the whole thing. It's like a really subtle peach flavor, but it's there. And if you don't like the flavor of peach, you will not like this. It's really subtle. It's not that sweet at all. It's really subtle beer. You might see this label with peaches on it and think it's going to be overwhelming with peach, but it's not. Mouthfeel is light to medium, a tiny bit sticky, dry a little bit. It's drinkable, and it's pretty refreshing, because it mostly is a beer before it is peach flavor. So I'm digging this. I'm really liking it. So, but that also helps. Me liking it is also helped by the fact that I like peaches and I like the flavor of peach. So I think it's a A- beer, but can see why others would think otherwise, because they don't like flavor beers, or they don't like peach or whatever. But I think it's at least worth picking up a single and trying it out, because I think it's definitely worth your money and your time and your palate. I mean, I think any beer in this Blue Moon line is.